Hey guys, what's growing? It's Heather at Bush Poppy Farm. I am at the farm for the first time in a week. It's still dumping rain. It is 36 degrees. What is that, like 2 degrees, 3 degrees Celsius? But it's not just dumping rain. There's actual snow on my compost pile and piled up around the greenhouse and on the silage tarp. This is astonishing to me, honestly. I just never expected it to be this low. There's snow on top of the hoop house. Not a lot, so it's not damaging it or anything, but like, just, this is crazy. It's crazy. Last year at this time, I was only like a month into being here, and I was, it was chilly and windy, but it was sunny. We hadn't had any rain, which was unfortunate. And so I was just out here working, doing a lot of manual labor, digging and stuff, but this is just crazy. It's crazy. So the reason I'm out here is, I've been putting it off, but I really need to come out here. There's a lot of tulips I need to harvest, and I have some bouquets I need to build custom orders for delivery tomorrow. So I was like, I'll just grab a bucket, I'll go out, I'll harvest all the tulips, and from inside the hoop house, I can kind of show you guys what I'm talking about, crazy weather-wise, and I want to check on everything else. Because it's been so cold, this is an unusually cold winter for us, and way above average precipitation, which is a good thing in terms of helping us with our drought. But further on in the year, oddly, it might prove to be a bad thing. So in the years where we have a lot of precipitation in the wintertime, it's great because it helps with our drought situation, but it also spurns a lot of fresh new growth. And all of that fresh new growth then over the summer, the late summer, dies, turns brown, and it becomes huge amounts of fuel for wildfire. So ironically, a lot of the times when we have like super wet, rainy seasons, we'll have higher fire season. So that's kind of scary. So we'll see what happens. But right now, I'm going to hide the camera underneath my jacket and grab my bucket and go run into the hoop house so that I can gather all the tulips, and I see a lot of them in there, are way past their prime. I'll just pull those out anyway, and I'll put them in a vase for my own use, but they're too far gone for the customers. So, all right, let's go brave the slush. It's not even rain, it's like slush because it's so cold. We're just a little above freezing. Truly never thought I would see this. There's ice on the greenhouse. See it sliding off there. There's slush and ice everywhere. It's piled up all outside. Not surprisingly, some things are germinating where I did direct sowed, but it's been so bloody cold. Oh, look at that! That's super exciting! Ranunculus, first stem. That's exciting. Yeah, so they're starting to bloom. I see some more down there. That is excellent, because I have a bouquet bar I have to do next week. And now I know I will have ranunculus as well as tulips and narcissus. Yeah, so this, I don't know, I'm shocked and amazed. Ice all over there, all on top of the roof. Ice all along the outside. I mean, it's not snow at this point, it is like slush. Just crazy. So all of these tulips starting to come up. The only ones that are really tall enough to be picked yet, obviously, are these, the apricot impression. I'll get enough to make this one custom bouquet, but I am going to take all of these today because the ones that are already bloomed, I'll use at home. They're where you want. I think I've spoken about this before. This is the perfect stage to pick when you want to pick them for a customer because they haven't fully opened yet and they'll give you longer vase life. But these guys have already opened a couple times, so they're only closed right now because it's cold. Yeah, so I'm gonna go on and harvest those. And I guess I should roll down the sides just because the water's pooling. But these plants don't care about the cold. And I only rolled up the sides because we got warm about a week or so ago. This is just crazy. But I am thrilled to see ranunculus. And look how tall these stems are. I mean, that's like 2 feet. That is outstanding. I'm really, really happy about that. Okay, all the daffodils up there. Look how pretty they are. And you can see all the ice, slush and stuff. It's everywhere. It's, you know, any flat surface pretty much, we've got ice and slush. I wouldn't even say ice because it's not hard. It's slush. This is the craziest thing. Okay, because we're harvesting these for cuts, we actually take the entire plant, bulb and all. So I pull the whole thing up. This is what gives you the longest stems possible. And because these are not going to be grown for, you know, perennials here, I'm going to have to put other stuff in its place very soon. Just going on pulling them all up. Gosh, there's so many here, I don't even know if I'm going to fit them all in the bucket. So I'm going to definitely take all of the, oh, see, sometimes they break off. And in that case, I need to put that in water immediately when I get home. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit all of them in this bucket. So I'm definitely going to take all the ones that are not yet blooming, the ones that are perfect for picking, so that my customers can take up the most space in this bucket. I had no idea there would be so many. But see how long the stems can be when you pull them up by the bulb? Now people ask me, do you save the bulbs? No, because, sorry, I keep getting distracted by all the snow and ice falling off of the hoop house. You don't save the bulbs because these bulbs will not reproduce next year unless you leave all of the top growth on it, all the leaves on it, to regenerate the bulb. And I'm not going to do that, obviously, because it's all going to come off and go into a vase for customers. So these Flower Farmers treat tulips as annuals. Well, there's another one that broke off, so that's okay. I just got to get it into water as soon as I get it home. Now, if I had a walk-in cooler, of course, right now it's so cold in my garage, it's acting like a cooler, but we can harvest tulips and keep them at about 40 degrees for weeks, not even in water, just all by themselves dry. They'll look a little bit dehydrated when you go grab them out to start designing with them, but all you need to do is stick them in water and they'll rehydrate, so you can use them. But that's the cool thing about growing tulips, and you can store them for a long time and use them over a longer period. So you don't have to do it, since like these all came on at once. I can harvest them and spread the harvest out over a longer period by storing them cold. Wow, I didn't expect there to be so many. I should have grabbed more buckets. And listen to that rain. It is dumping. Oh my. Oh, see these? I'll keep snapping off at the bottom. I think probably, oh, here's a good one. Oh, this had 2 on it. That's nice. Yeah, I don't know how many more I can fit in here. These are all just gonna stay in my garage because it's like 40 degrees in my garage. And then I'll design tomorrow morning for delivery. But I am gonna take the ones that don't have bulbs on them and put them in water instead and still leave them out in the garage. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, so normally I wouldn't let all of these bloom, but I just didn't have a chance to get out here. So unfortunately, some of these are just gonna be for personal use, but the season's just starting. Oh, this one got torn up by something. I don't think that's salvageable because of the stem, but I'll try. Maybe it'll come back once it gets hydrated. Thing about being able to harvest tulips by just pulling them up completely bulb and all is that then the bed is actually just ready for you to plant something new. So that's also very helpful. That's it. I can't fit anything else in there. Woo! Looks like snow crystals are the next ones that are going to be coming. Okay, I think I'm actually going to roll the side down because it's saturating the soil in here. And because all the slush and then the wind is blowing it in. So I'm going to go on and do that. It's not really for the cold, it's more for the wet. Whew, can't feel my fingers. So I rolled the sides down. That should help a little bit, keep things from getting drenched, like completely saturated in there. I mean, there's standing water everywhere, and lots of ice and slush just kind of built up around the plants. Good thing is tulips and narcissus, they don't care. They're fine with that. And the fact that all those ranunculus are getting ready to bloom in there is super exciting. I checked the min-max thermometer. Looks like it got down to about 28, which again, these guys can handle as long as they don't have a heavy frost on them, and because they were in the hoop house, they didn't. So I'm going to take these tulips home right now because when tulips get into warm temperatures, which it is in this car, it is 77 degrees Fahrenheit in here, although my fingers are telling me a different story, they will start to open, and I don't want these to open. So I'm going to get them home right now. Coming up this week, we are supposed to have another day of this kind of weather. Tomorrow. Today's Monday, so tomorrow, Tuesday, going to be stormy again and cold and potentially some more snow. But Wednesday, we should start warming up a little bit. We'll get up into the upper 40s, maybe even 50 degrees, which would be lovely, and sun. So I actually really enjoy the rain, so that's not really an issue, except for the fact that I am concerned about my bees. I think I may have lost them all. I think they might all be dead. And the hard part is it has been way too cold and very, very wet, way too wet to open the hive to check on them without actually killing them if they're not dead. So I'm hoping that Thursday and Friday this week, we can get over 50 degrees and it will be sunny so that I can actually open the hive and see if they're still alive. Because I would love for them to still be alive. And if they are, they need food. So I'll give them some pollen patties. It's just because it's too cold for them to fly. Normally in Northern California at this time of year, they'd be flying. Our acacia trees are in bloom right now, which is a prime pollen source for them, pollen and nectar, but they can't right now. It's too cold, so they're in the hive. So what will happen is, if they are still alive, bees, when it's too cold for them to fly, when they should be flying and eating, they will start eating any honey stores that they have. They will potentially start eating any brood that they have and the brood food so that they can survive, because the queen can always lay more brood. Yeah, I would like to head off any horrible situations at the pass if possible. So we'll just have to see. But I'm worried. I didn't see many flying this winter, but again, it's been so cold. And so even on sunny days, if it's below 50 degrees, they're not going to be out and about. So I could be surprised, but the hive feels very light. And that is a potential indication that they're gone. So I will be very sad, but apparently that is not uncommon in first-time beekeepers, and so I guess I can console myself with that. Anyway, on a more exciting, happy note, on Thursday night or Friday morning, depending on when I go to pick them up, my chicks are arriving. So I ordered, gosh, I hope I'm getting all the ones that need to go into water out of here. I ordered 6 chicks. There were only 4 breeds available. So each week, this place that I order from, or reserve really, is called Biofuel Oasis. They are in Berkeley, California, on a street corner, because they have taken over an old gas station and converted it to a biofuel station. So it's really awesome. Anybody with biofuel cars can come and fill up their tanks there. And they offer a huge amount of supplies. Farming supplies, chicken keeping supplies, beekeeping supplies. They have a wonderful farm store there where you can get fresh honey and fresh products from local farmers. And they offer a lot of classes. So they get all of their chicks in the spring and in the fall from a nearby hatchery, so they're not shipped long distances, which is another thing I wanted. So the ones that were available for this week were cuckoo Morans, which I really, really wanted. Morans give these gorgeous dark brown eggs. I got 2 of those. I got 2 black sex-linked chickens, which is great. I don't know, they'll be dark chickens. They won't be light in color. But the good thing about sex-linked is that they are definitely for sure going to be female. So, you know, you just never know when you get chicks, unless they are sex-linked, if you're going to get a rooster or not. And in my town, you can't have roosters. And so I kind of wanted to hedge my bets there, because if I do end up with a rooster, which is potential, I have to find a home for it. So, yeah. Anyway, so 2 cuckoo Morans, 2 black sex-linked, 1 Americana, which was the only one left. Those give us blue eggs. And 1 barred rock. So I'm super excited about that. I can't wait to get them. I need to set up the brooder soon. I have to get a tank. I'm gonna use one of those big galvanized metal water tanks that you use for cattle and stuff as my brooder base, and I've already ordered a heating plate to keep them toasty under there. We're going to do deep litter in there, and then I'm getting the rest of the supplies at Biofuel Oasis when I pick up my chicks. So they will be available Thursday night or Friday morning. So it depends on if I have time Thursday night or not, but definitely by Friday morning. So I'm super excited about that, and they're going to be so cute. So I'm looking forward to that. That's something exciting. And we're going to have, like I said, 2.5, because Wednesday it'll still be raining in the morning, but it should be drying out midday. 2.5 days of sun. And then we get rain again. So next Saturday and Sunday, the rain starts again. And while it's been tough for the bees and tough for me to get, stuff done farm-wise, I don't begrudge it, because, as you've probably seen, even if you're not from California, that we have been in such a severe drought, and all of our reservoirs have been very, very, very low. So low that sometimes boats couldn't even go on them anymore. So this has helped tremendously. It's been an extremely wet year. We shall see how the rest of it shapes up. But we're going into March and still getting rain, and so that is a very good sign. And of course, for people who love to do snow sports, that's an even better sign. There's been something like 132 feet of snow so far this year in the Sierras. University of California at Davis has a laboratory where they collect the snow data throughout the course of our wet season. And I read the other day that it was at 132 feet, which is well beyond what it usually is this time in the wet season. So, okay, I'm going to put these tulips with no bulbs in some water. And these guys will be fine out here because it's real cold in this garage. So they'll stay out here, and tomorrow I'll come out and design with them, all the ones that are not open yet. And then these ones that are open, I'll just, maybe I'll pop a few in the bouquet, but the rest of them will come inside and we'll just have a really nice display inside. All right, I'm going to end this video for now because I got a lot more stuff on tap today. So I hope that you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful time in your garden, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.